Uh-oh, something went boom. Well, hey there, and welcome to the family. If you have the slightest interest on how a screen print embroidery and sign shop works, well then you've come to the right place. On this week's episode, I'm going to walk you through on things that sometimes go wrong. And remember, if you like the video, give us a big thumbs up. And remember to click subscribe. Enjoy the video.
Got another problem.
So what's going on?
Oh, the white ink didn't want to flash under the flash unit. I adjusted the flash unit, so it must have shut off. So I'm going to have to go back around, hit those colors again. Now it's wet, but we're going to dry it. And we're going to hit those colors again on it to make sure that it turns out correct.
So what's the deadline on this job, Tony? I mean, we have to hit deadlines pretty solid, don't we?
Today.
Is it today? What he is talking about is this is the flash unit right here. And what it does is, if we're printing on a black shirt, we have a white underbase. It dries it, so when we put the other colors on top of it, it puts up a vibrant color. But we had a glitch in it. And you always want to catch that, because if you don't, you'll find yourself in the back of the shop in the fetal position sucking your thumb. On the automatic t-shirt printing machine, what I didn't know is one day we were in the middle of a big run and it got towards the evening, so we shut the machine off. Well, inside the machine is this controller, and it has a battery in it. Well, when I shut the machine off, the battery was dead. We didn't know it. They normally last for years. But once it's off and the battery's dead, you have 2 minutes to replace the battery. If you don't replace it, it wipes out the entire program inside the controller. So I call the manufacturer who builds this fine machine, and they tell me, we don't even know if we have the program. Your machine's a 1990. And I'm thinking, you built it, you must have it. Well, they said if we find it, it's $500 to reprogram it. And I'm thinking, you just plug it in. The battery, they said, is also $90 for a battery the size of a 9-volt transistor battery. I'm smiling. Things like this happen. Ooh, and look at this. Fire extinguishers need serviced. You'll never believe what happens next. Guess what? We're running this big job you're watching right now, and in the middle of it, we run out of reflective ink. It happens. We didn't know the job was going to take that much, and it's a big job. And guess what else? The customer's coming for it this afternoon. Well, we have to jump in the truck, run down to Denver, and buy some of this reflective ink at $190 a gallon and hope that we make it. Sure hope so. guess what? Good times have come our way. We made it. The customer was happy, loved the shirts, but he had no idea what it took to get them done. This is an embroidery hooping board, and you put your hoop on it and then put your shirt over it. And sometimes if you don't get these alignment rollers just right, your hoop won't be straight. Sometimes the hooping board just falls apart altogether. Huh, Mike?
It's all about testing your skill to refine what you are. I don't remember which one is which.
This right here is an indexing cylinder for the automatic t-shirt press. Now it stopped moving and I couldn't figure out if we needed a new cylinder or there was just moisture in it. So I thought I would get a hold of the manufacturer to see what it was. Once again, I called the manufacturer and explained to them what was going on. And I asked them, how much is a new cylinder? And they told me, $2,500. I said, could there be moisture in that cylinder? And they said yes. And I said, for $2,500, I will suck the moisture out with my mouth. 2 months later, this machine decided not to work anymore. So I bring the technician in, and he says, the motherboard burned up. The motherboard is what controls this machine. It sits under this panel right here. So he's going to replace it, and he said, by the way, when the motherboard burns up, the electric motor that drives it burns up too. So I thought, how much is this going to cost? $1,800. I'm still smiling. That's just the cost of doing business, though. Well, isn't the day going well for me? I was interviewing quite a few people in my shop today to explain the screen printing process. And it would have been great, but I didn't have the mic pointed at them. I had it pointed at myself. That's kind of a duh moment. Oh, leaves in front of the building. Time to get the leaf blower. You know how your mother-in-law always talks bad if your building front isn't clean. And sometimes things even go wrong with Old Reliable over here. What happened the other day on this embroidery machine is this stepper foot got stuck in the middle of these two needles, and it does that by this needle case moves to change colors. And on the very back side, back here, there's little tabs that, and there's sensors on the tabs that tell it how to move. Well, if they get oil or dust on these tabs, well, then what happens is it doesn't know where it's at and it stops. So you have to clean the back of the tabs off so the sensors start working properly again. We normally don't get too upset when this happens because sometimes old buddy here needs a bath. Well, now comes the hardest part of the video. I sure enjoyed you following me today, and I hope you had some fun. So I'll see you next episode, and thanks for watching. I sure appreciate it.